Check, check, mic check. We are live. Let me go full screen. Hold up. Let's go. We jumping the gun. We'll bring Isra on stage in just a minute. What's going on, guys? We're doing it live. Welcome to Gaming Daily Live. Little preview of the guests that we've got behind the stage. Happy Tuesday, April 28th. Man, this month is flying by. This year is flying by. It seems like we just started 2026 and we're already in April. The sun is shining, the trees are turning, the leaves are budding. Spring is in the air. Hopefully you guys are doing well. My name is Icy Gaming. I hope you're having a great day. We're back with another installment of Gaming Daily, and I'm really excited for this one because we've got an incredible game developer, someone who has been in the trenches for 15 years making games. He knows a thing or two about making a fun game, and we're going to talk about two of the games that he's working on right now, Dice or Die and Echoes of Cryptalia. I hope I said those correctly. We're about to bring him onto the stage, but to say thank you to the sponsors that make this show possible. I clicked the wrong video link. We're all out of sorts today, guys. I keep clicking the wrong buttons, but that's why they tell you to just keep clicking. Big shout out to the sponsors that make this show possible. YGG Play, who has had an incredible Q1. Speaking of the first quarter of the year, they were just featured in BCG Biz. That's blockchaingamer.biz. Ranking number 3 on the top 50 list. Huge revenue milestones, upgrades to the Launchpad, the Chad token launch, Waifu Sweeper. If you guys haven't played Waifu Sweeper, we're hosting a game night next week, and then on Friday we're hosting a Giga Chad Bat game night. Super fun. Huge shout out to YGG and all the sponsors that make this show possible, like Blaze, which we are streaming on right now. Let me go check, make sure that, I can hear myself because we're live on Blaze, which you'll love to see. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about today's guest, Isra. There he is on Twitter. Make sure that you guys go follow him, and let's bring him onto the stage. We got him backstage. Isra, welcome to Gaming Daily Live. It is such an honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you for staying up late. I know it's a little bit later in your part of the world, but how you doing?
Yeah, pleasure is mine. I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. I don't even know where to start because you've got an incredible game development background. So I guess let's start there. A little bit about your background, how you got into making games, and then how that kind of transitioned into making games that are in crypto. And then we can talk about some of the games that you are making.
Yeah, sure. So I've been always trying to make my games. It's like the dream that you have from since you were very young. And I'm a software developer. So I've been working in very boring stuff, banking software, healthcare, all of that. And always had these side projects of making small games. And one day I started to try Adobe Flash. If maybe people too young doesn't know about this, but
I've heard those words before.
yeah, so I made a lot of Flash games, over 100 of mini games, and most of them were for clients. So I was like trying to sell games. I'm a really bad seller. Yeah, okay, that is something in me that I'm really bad at making like business deals and all of that. But I really enjoy doing games. So I did a lot of games. Some of them are just forgotten into the oblivion now, and some of them are very memorable. I have them in sharing my LinkedIn if you want to take a look. And I was also a very enthusiastic of Bitcoin when I found out about it. I mined Bitcoin. I have like I don't want to say the amount, but I would be really wealthy today if I didn't sell my my Bitcoin that I mined in my CPU, and then forgot it. And one day I was looking into videos of crypto, looking at friends that were started to talk me into it again, and it's when I discovered the NFTs. And
What year was this?
uh, uh, 2021.
Yeah, cool. Which is like such a long time ago now. It doesn't feel that long ago, but it's like, oh yeah, 5 years ago we like discovered NFTs, and it's like, wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we have this IP with my partner at the time. That was a game that was not running at that time, and we had the idea to convert it into Web3, where every card could be an NFT, and it was really interesting. And we proposed this, and it did really good. But we were in a blockchain that today is not around. So all of our funds were lost in like 24 hours, and we lost most of it. It was catastrophic, and
Wow.
and we tried to
Why?
find.
What happened? Just the chain shut down suddenly,
Yeah,
or
it was Terra, basically. If
uh,
you are familiar with it,
yeah.
and we tried to move the game to other chains, and it never took off. It was too designed to run in that chain, and we never could really make the game like search again. It ran for another year, but every time losing users, and it didn't do well. And then we entered this time of
Well,
winter.
real quick, Israel, what was it about NFTs and blockchain when you saw them in 2021 that you were like, oh, I make games, like let me put NFTs in a game, let me build games that could be on chain, and like what was it as a game designer that you saw and it really enticed you about crypto and what made you want to make a crypto game?
Yeah, that's a really good question, especially to me, because I will say something that probably is not too common, but I really like the idea that you can sell your game assets or game property or whatever it is directly to the end user without having a platform
Yeah.
like Google Play or Steam, and just you produce your game. You can do it in your house and create something really really meaningful to a lot of people, and make it a how can I say, I really like to connect with people and do things that they will use,
Yeah.
and this was like the ultimate way to do it. I was also a very card games. I play Magic the Gathering. I have my cards here. So when I saw the NFTs, it felt really like having cards in a digital way that we never saw before. So it looked very interesting. We explored it, and the reception from that time was huge. People were really, really hungry for this. And something that was very decisive was this documentary that I think many people saw about the Axie Infinity impact in Philippines. It was like a super switch in many of us, and got us really into this.
Yeah, that was the inciting moment for so many of us. So how has it been building in the space over the past few years for you? I do want to get to your games, but I guess like kind of help take me on the journey of seeing those first NFTs, making your first few games, the chain dying and losing everything overnight, but then like still wanting to make more games in crypto, and like leading up to Cryptalia and Dice or Die. Like walk me through that.
Yeah, well, then we in our team we decided to take different paths after that game, and but I only want to do games all the time. So I still do it, even if it's not for like a business reason or for profit. I still always try to do so many games.
Mm.
And I did this prototype of it was a fighting game, but turn-based. That is the idea, where you move your pieces and decide what are you gonna do. And I wanted to turn this into an RPG world,
Mm.
and talk with my partner Felipe, and he's an incredible writer. And my idea that was like a very very abstract of pieces on a game, he turned it into this universe, very rich, and with a deep storyline, a world building. And also we had a really good pixel art artist that it was extremely talented. And we discovered like months later that he worked in um, a lot of very famous crypto NFTs,
Oh,
like
cool.
Suki, and I don't know, it was so many of them.
Oh,
And
wow. So your pixel artist on some of your games did some of the artwork for Azuki and other NFTs.
yeah, like when they do like the pixel art version of the
Yeah,
NFTs, he was like leading many of those projects. And
that's
but it
incredible.
was really really humble, so he's not talking about that. And this guy was really really good, but also is super difficult for us to to get your game out, to get an audience, to get users, when everything around you is going so negative. And we have, since we launched that game, we have like two games closing every week,
It's been
or
insane.
every month. So it's bad news after bad news. And it's really hard to go to investors. We really have been trying to get investors, and we never got really any investor deal, because it's really hard to land a serious investor today.
Hmm.
And so we went all by ourselves. We put our savings into the game, and the game has had a really good reception.
Yeah,
The game is still running, and our team was reduced to the size we can maintain now.
yeah,
And we are preparing like a new version that will be an arena PvP mode that is half done, but it will take way more time than we expected at the beginning, because
sure.
the team is smaller. So
Yeah. This is for Dice or Die or
Italia.
Cryptalia? Okay, okay. Yeah, I want to get to Cryptalia maybe a little bit later, but no, I appreciate you sharing. You know, I talked to a lot of game developers who were trying to raise money, and it was very, very difficult, very difficult. So, you know, I hope that like we're kind of getting to the end, and maybe there will be like another resurgence. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about like your experience, because you guys are on Startale, you're building on Sonium. Like, how did that kind of come together? You know, like, can you kind of walk me through what that even looked like? Because I was super excited about Sonium when they first started coming out. And I mean, it's, you know, Sony Labs is blockchain. I think this is one of the coolest and most interesting things happening in crypto and crypto gaming. And I want to dive deeper into that ecosystem. I met one of the people from Sonium at GDC, and we exchanged contacts. So I hope I can get him on the show at some point. But yeah, can you like tell me? Can you kind of like walk us through how that came to be? And you know, I mean, I think being on Startale and on Sonium is a really big opportunity.
Yeah, so Dice or Die was like another personal branch side project that I was trying to do. to see if it was fun, and I saw this opportunity of the Superstars game, and it was for games never launched before at that time. That that's how it was presented. I already had a relationship with them because Cryptalia is in Sodium. It's a game that is already in 3 chains, despite to not having formal funding. We got to launch it in 3 different chains, and I had this side project. I presented it to them, and this game was basically me doing everything. I have the AI pipeline to produce these art pieces. I have all the knowledge to create the game systems, and I'm also a blockchain developer. I create the smart contracts. So I proposed to them, and after some time of waiting, they told me that I was selected as one of the Superstars games. So after that, like everything have came along. It's like the game is like walking its own path, and I'm directing it. But it's like the community driving most of the things that are being doing here. And the startup team, I'm sorry, they are incredibly active with us. I talk to them every day in a private group, and we are talking to them about plans for the next 1 or 2 months in advance. So they are really, really seriously into this. And to me, the most valuable thing I like to highlight from them is that they're really trying to support small games. And when you see some other chains, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's a different approach. Other chains are trying to go for the AAA super budget studios, and Started is going from the other side, which is where I am. So I'm super happy about that. And they are supporting us not only with some funding, but also with marketing activities. Every week they do something different. So it's really, really good. And I really recommend to people to check them out, because I think they will be important in the future. They are doing a very good job.
Man, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I think I can share. They've got their mini app portal here on the Startail app, and it's cool. It's cool to see, you know, the game's future. We got, you know, Dice or Die right there, which if you guys want to go play the game, you can go play it right now. You can click in and it'll take you through it, and you can start your whole journey, which the artwork looks amazing and stuff. Isra, I wanted to ask you, so you said like the community is driving a lot of the direction. What did you mean by that? Is that like, I guess, how does that work? How does that function? Is it the case that you're just taking a lot of their feedback and really building out what they want to see, or are you kind of like co-developing it with the community? What did you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to present myself sometimes as the evil developer, because I'm the one who makes your life miserable when you lose in this game, and it's really a hard game. So you just can't be too democratic in games, because you want to challenge people, and people want to beat the game, and you are trying to prevent them from beating the game. So, but something that is very characteristic of this game is the game is an adventure, and at the same time, to be an adventure, it's competitive between players. So it's not easy to make that compatible, where everyone is trying to just go and play along and try to unlock your things and progress by yourself in your in your path. But at the same time, you are trying to compete with others that are super grindy or super pro gamers. So that process has been very iterative. It's not finalized in any way. We are going to launch some big updates tomorrow that will change some of the mechanics. And for example, some of the feedback that they gave us lately is that they are playing too much the game to be competitive. So they tell me, hey, I'm really tired. I want to play the game, but I don't want to play 3 hours a day. because it's tiring. You sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to change the rules and allow them to just play like half an hour, 1 hour. And if you play really good, it will be enough to compete with other more greedy player that wants to invest more time
Mhm.
in the game. And that kind of decisions comes from the community. I'm just trying to put everything in place so they enjoy and want to keep playing.
Sure. I love that. I love that. Let's talk about kind of the game, how it came to be. It's a dark fantasy roguelike. You've got your heroes that are the dice, which is really cool and interesting. It's kind of like an auto battler, kind of, I don't know, to correct me if I'm wrong, like, kind of going through the dungeons, dungeon crawler type of thing. Like, where'd the idea come from for this? What do you love about it? Like, what was really fun about making this game? And yeah, I'd just love to hear more about the development.
Yeah, it takes a lot of inspiration from Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
And there's another similar mechanics from a game that is called Slash and Die. And that game is the same premise, but is a different approach. And I took that, implemented this into this game, and gave the twist that you are building the dice faces after each of your battles. And when you are done, when you end your campaign, it will reset the next time to the base dice again, and you will take new decisions the next time. And the enemies will be different. The options you choose will be different. So you have to be improvising all the time, and you will get items between levels. And when you die, you can take one of your items with you. So the next time you go into the dungeon, you have one thing more at your disposal to make your life a little easier and make your heroes a little more powerful. And every day you unlock a new option for your dice faces, so you can influence which things will happen during the campaign. It's
Very
not
cool.
an auto battler, but we have an auto mode that you can choose to use.
Got it. Yeah. I think maybe that's what I saw. Okay, cool. And I think you've got this season reward pool, prize pool that you've got going on. There's daily rewards, there's the progression. Are there NFTs in the game? Is there, like, what is kind of the Web3 mechanics? How does that kind of work and play into it?
Yeah, the games provides 6 base characters that are free for everyone. You need 4 characters, and the game gives you 6, so you can do combinations without having to pay anything.
Cool.
But every season, we are releasing a new set of characters.
Yeah.
In this season, we released 2 of them: the Blood Witch and the Venomancer. They have their own dice and their own skill tree.
Cool.
So you get them and you combine with the other characters and make your unique build. Next season we have other characters, and we also have the items that you can extract from the game, but also you can mint NFTs of the items to go beyond the season, because when the season ends, all of the items you got are transformed into tribute points, and you can use that to mint NFTs for the next season. And of course, you can buy those NFTs if you don't want to green them. And also we have hero skins that are cosmetics. And a hero skin also gives you like additional energy to play for longer sessions if you want. It's not necessary, but it's like the most popular thing they buy after the heroes are the skins.
For sure.
Like them. And that's it basically. Is the heroes, the skins, and the dice faces. The items. And we give one of the NFTs that is not solid. You can just earn it. Are dice skins. So we have like effects when you throw your dice, particles, all of that. Will be part of that, and that is just for free for playing and for being good at the game.
Very cool. Very cool. How do you guys think about the monetization side of things, the revenue? We talk a lot about this in indie game, development, indie game launches and publishing, with your, history and track record of making games. I'm curious, how are you looking at monetization? How is it different in like crypto versus the things that you've done before with flash games? What have you seen kind of like work or not work? Sorry, let me turn that volume down. Yeah, anything that you can share, because I know you're also like outspoken on Twitter with your thoughts about game development, so I think it'll be valuable.
Yeah, like I said before, for this game, I say like I'm done with trying to find big investors, and I'm just going to do whatever happens with the community. And the monetization in this game is very simple. The game works in seasons. The seasons are a month event.
Yeah.
Half of the money that comes from the season pass goes to the prize pool. But also for buying the season pass, you get items that are worth more than what you're paying. So you pay 10, you get like 13 dollars worth of items. Half of that goes to the prize pool. So that is basically people are like buying things, and you're like involved in a competition without trying to be. So you decide if you want to really compete or just leave it there. And in every season we sell these NFTs. And in the future, the idea is to work pretty much like today is very popular, the idea to fund like the studio of the game. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to make more games into this studio name. So it's just this one at this time. And my idea is to do like a very traditional, that people just can participate and having the token. They can use the token for utility in the game, and part of the sales of the game of the NFTs will be distributed for the stakers. So I think it will be like very straightforward. No, I don't want to innovate too much in that. I think that we are like forced to do something new with the economies all of the time.
Yeah.
But this game is very simple. It's just like it will be like sell NFTs. The tokens goes to the people that bought the token and from the sales, and the season pass, half of that money will go to a leaderboard from the people that is playing. It's just that simple.
Keep it simple. I can respect that. How do you think, Isra, about further developing the game, adding new mechanics, new levels, new lore, new character? Like you could expand the game a lot further, or it sounds like you also, you love making games and you've made hundreds, probably maybe even thousands of games in your 15 years. So is it the case that you're more interested, you personally as a developer, a maker of games, like, okay, I've completed that game, it exists, and you find yourself wanting to work on a new game? How do you kind of like decide that, think about that? And I'm asking from a non-developer standpoint of like how a game developer is going to be thinking about it. Do I just like move on? Like, when is a game done? Like, how do you decide when a game is done versus like, ooh, I want to go make this in that game, versus, ooh, I have this idea for this other game, and you're kind of going between those, those decision trees?
Yeah, well, the live service game is never done. Obviously, it's always trying to move forward, and if you provide something for the players to create, they will always be maintaining it. So yeah, I have another game that is very simple. Is like the Minesweeper game from the what's like the Waifu Sweeper.
Yeah, Waifu Sleeper. Shout out to Waifu Sleeper.
Yeah, I did something similar with no waifus. uh, they're dogs, little dogs. It's called Bark Society.
Mm,
But no, I'm not developing that game along with this one. I think this game requires too much work for me to be supporting another, and I really want to also finish the Echoes of Cryptalia mode because I owe that to the community. I really want to finish that and see what's going to happen. So yeah, I won't be doing like a lot of games in the future. Uh,
sure.
and I really enjoying this Dice or Die project that was like completely mine, and see the reception of players.
Mm,
And in this particular game is the first game that we got so many fans from Japan. And if you're a nerd like me, you're super fan of everything from Japan.
of
So
course.
it's really fun to see that. It's really feeling for you. And I wake up thinking about things to do in this game, and I go to sleep trying to think of ways, new modes, and there's so much in the backlog that is going to be incorporated that I'm not near to be done with it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you brought up Echoes of Cryptalia, so let me ask you a little bit more about that. I've been, paying attention to Dice or Die. I remember Echoes of Cryptalia. I've seen it around. I've never done much of a deep dive, so forgive me, but I'd love to learn a little bit about that game, the history, and kind of like where that game is at. You said, you're working on it. You feel you owe it to, those players. So what's the story behind Echoes of Cryptalia? When did you start making it, and kind of how has that journey gone?
Yeah, we always had the idea to do this RPG turn-based, based in like a fighting game simulator, but with
Mhm.
RPG characters. That is the central idea of the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is the new version. I transformed it into a 3D game. It was 2D, and I
Mm.
moved to this. That is the part that is not ready yet. And but we wanted to create a loyalty program for pre-launching the game, and this loyalty program was like a boss fight where everyone have to share the game on Twitter to get
Mm.
points, and like sharing the game is like
Yeah.
shooting the monster, and that did incredibly good. We grew from like 300 players to like 10,000,
Wow.
and then we
Just
launched.
from a simple Twitter campaign.
Yeah, it was Twitter, but you instead of just hitting the monster, you
Yeah.
got items, and you have to equip the items in certain order
Yeah.
to do more damage and
Very cool.
RPG. So it ended being like a pre-game before the game, and people really liked that. And then we launched the battle mode with we called it the campaigns too, where you go to a series of encounters like this one, but against monsters, not other players. And that also uh, has a community playing that
Mhm.
today. We have a daily players still. The game is running, and they are asking every day, hey, when the game, when the mode. So yeah.
That's a beautiful thing to hear, because normally we hear, oh, people are asking when TGE, when airdrop, when this. So it's great to hear gamers and actually playing the game and excited about it.
Yeah. So the thing is that the last year was really brutal for us. It was difficult. I say it with all the transparency I can. I tell them in the announcement and what the things that we are doing and facing, and it's just us doing the game
Yeah.
with no external budget, but our time doing this. So it is hard, but we think that it's really hard to for indie developers to really break and close
Yeah.
if you really want to do it, because you will always have your time to work in the game.
Yeah.
And since our sales of the game never were outstanding, we really minted NFTs. People has the NFTs of the game. It was never a popular collection. We did sold some of them, so that helped to develop the games to the state it is now. So that shows that they want to play the game. So that is enough motivation for me to continue developing it.
I love that. I love that. What in your opinion, Isra, what does it take for a game to be successful? And I do, you know, how do you define success, right? But just from, you know, some of your experience, your years of making games, working on different games, but then also seeing, you know, the craziness that is crypto gaming, you know, some of these games that raised millions and millions of dollars, you know, launched either tokens or demos or, you know, alphas or betas and had crazy valuations and then, you know, shut down, and just like the wildness of that. I want to ask like more about that, but before we do, like, yeah, what, you know, from your standpoint, you know, what does it take to find success in a game? Is it, you know, making a great game, but then going to market, doing the sales, doing the, you know, the ads? Is it, you know, catching lightning in a bottle, like a Reddit post goes viral and a bunch of people find your game? Or, you know, is it, you know, a small but passionate, active player base that, you know, maybe it is slightly profitable and that's good enough? Like, I guess just like from your vast experience, if you were giving advice to somebody, you know, who's trying to make a game, you know, how would you advise them on what success looks like and how to try and, you know, increase their chances for success?
Yeah, so very long time ago, I was working as an intern in a game company. At that time, I was just I was already doing my own demos, and I talked to the owner of the company, which was a really successful guy in the gaming industry, and he told me something that really got into my mind is the normal things for games is to fail. So most of the games will fail. The companies that are dedicated to do games as a business, for example, in Google Play, they do like 5 games each month, but you don't see that. They launch games in Australia and New Zealand. They test like a mini audience and see if the game succeed. And most of them never get to the market because it's so hard and they don't know it. Imagine they have all the tools, people, experts, and they don't know which games are going to be successful. So nobody knows. You just have to keep trying. You have to keep doing things and try to be honest about what you are doing, and understand that failing is part of the process. We have this like saying that Rovio, the company behind Angry Birds, Angry Birds is the game number 50 of that company. They made like 49 games before doing Angry Birds, so it's really hard, and nobody has the formula. But that is also a good thing because anyone can come out with a game. We all played Flappy Bird. It was like an overnight success, and in many other games, Slay the Spire is another example. Balatro got like a game of the year.
Yeah.
It was made by one guy. Minecraft was like a one person project. So I think that there is no formula, and you just have to keep doing it. And to me, success is just to be able to keep doing those games and not having to like find another job and do the game as a hobby. I really like to do games full time. So that is success to me at least.
I love that. I'm getting like very nostalgic thinking of all these games. What are some of what are some of your favorite games and some of the games that inspire you as a designer, developer, game maker?
to me, well, first was the Super Nintendo era, Zelda, A Link to the Past, then the other Zeldas, the Ocarina of Time, then but so many games that you get inspiration. Grand Theft Auto, The Witcher 3. I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
Spanish.
No, it's okay. Trace is good. We know Trace.
Is my favorite game. Is so deep, so profound, and like you really feel like you are in the universe, being the Witcher. I love that. And it's small games. I already said, Slay the Spires, super interesting game that we have like so many clones today. And
Yeah.
many people doesn't even know Slay the Spire. It is so important. So that is the thing that I take inspiration. But also I like a lot of board games. I like the Gloomhaven game, Magic the Gathering. So, yeah, right. I like the turn-based. All the games I design today are turn-based because I really love the idea of turn-based games.
That's cool. That's cool. And I mean, why am I gonna blank on Game of the Year last year? But it had the turn-based designs in it.
The 33.
Yeah, thank you, Expedition 33. Oh, it's been a long day. Not as long as your day though, so I should know that. That's cool. I love that. I love that. What I want to ask, like, how has it been for you building in crypto, in building games in crypto, and seeing just the mania, the hype, the bubble, and then the bubble pop? And I guess, like, because you're on Twitter, and you're outspoken, but I'm sure maybe you look at some of these games that get attention, and I know a lot of developers are like, why does everyone talk about these games, and these teams when I'm out here, busting my ass, working really hard, and it feels like, no one ever talks about our games and stuff like that. Like, just how is it, like, what, I guess, like, what's been some of the challenges for you as a game developer, navigating the minefield that has been crypto gaming, trying to raise, trying to make games, trying to, like, see what's going on crypto Twitter, seeing games shut down left and right? Like, what's that been like?
Yeah, it is frustrating because for much indie that you want to go, this game Dice or Die wouldn't be the success is today if it wasn't for Startape and Sonium. They are helping me to get the voice because it's not just the calls that sometimes they are not interested or can't talk about a new game just because of it, and sometimes you don't have the pocket to pay them to review your game. But also the algorithm is super complicated, and like it tries to show other things that people is not even interested, but they get so much engagement, so the algorithm will favor that.
Yeah.
And the community is like the shit code where you can get people to talk about your game spontaneously, and that will drive more people into the game. But this is a constant fight against the algorithm. So yes, it's frustrating sometimes, and I also just see other games that didn't have even a playable game shut down, and you made the full game playable today, and just say, yeah, how they can come play here and just try this game, but they were so involved in other games that they didn't have a game either. I think it's just part of the ecosystem or the industry we are, and you just have to deal with it. And I got to a point that I just stopped caring about that. And unfortunately, there are some irresponsible people behind some companies, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, but I won't apologize for the other people because it's not me. I'm still here building.
Respect. What do you think Web3 gaming has gotten right, and what do you think the space has gotten wrong? Like, I'm so interested in this question because I believe that crypto gaming blockchain, it is inevitable. Blockchain inherently can make games better. Ownership can make better, composability, and I put that in quotes but like being able to take your stuff and going to OpenSea or sending, an NFT to somebody on chain, that type of experience is just fantastic. Let me rephrase that. I think the ability to do those things is fantastic. Maybe the experience right now can be better because there's still a bit of friction there, but we also did get so many things wrong in this really first iteration. I really think that this is the first cycle of crypto gaming, and understandably, a lot of projects missed the mark, and we've learned a lot. So I'm curious from your perspective, what do you think we've gotten right? What do you think we've gotten wrong? How do you look at the future of game development and crypto over the next few years?
Yeah, definitely we are seeing a shift towards the fun, and that cannot be wrong. So if we have the fun in the games, or back in the games, or for the first time in some games, the people will want to play them. So when I show my game, I expect the user to not care much if it's crypto or not, and probably they will come play and they will get interested and have the items, and maybe one day they will just be okay with buying a hero and using it, and without releasing that is NFT that other games are trying to do successfully and not so much. And but the center of it is the game. It's not the economy. Is not trying to get rich. But I think that it's also okay if we want to like be the best player and make a lot of money by beating other players and getting the top prize of the leaderboard. I think it's awesome. It's really really good that you can do that. And others that want to like farm items extracted from the games, and those games really other players want them to have it and they buy from you. I think it's really really good. We have so many good ingredients to make a Web3 gaming successful. Just probably need more time, more investing. I don't know. Like I said before, nobody has the formula yet, so we are all just trying. But I agree with you, but that we are just seeing the beginning of a new phase, that it will be different. And I think that what will be different this time is that the fun will be the center of most of it.
Can't argue with that, Isra. Can't argue with that. Do you think, just personal opinion, maybe anything, maybe there's things that you can't speak on, but, what, if you had to guess, what do you think the future of Sonium kind of looks like? What have you seen building on StarTale, building within the Sonium ecosystem? Because to me, I'm like, man, I mean, if crypto gaming proves itself, and it is true that games will be on blockchain, or blockchain can enable all of these new design spaces, experiences, and fun and entertainment with gaming and on gaming and in gaming, and it blows up, then these publishers, these consoles, these, the games will have to come to us, right? And I think that Sony and PlayStation, being forward thinking about technology, are making that bet of like, okay, if this does do well, then we want to have experience here. We want to have a presence here. And so to me, that's what Sonium kind of looks like. That's what I know. They've like filed patents for, digital ownership and assets, and very much things like around NFTs and whatnot. Off the Grid is a game that is on PS5. And so it just seems to me like probably not PS6, but maybe PS7, PS8, 5, 10, 15 years down the road from now, like it's Sonium games are there and blockchain is integrated, and maybe that console has a wallet in it. Maybe we have AI robots and who knows where the world is, but I don't know. That's a very fun, exciting future to think about. I'm curious, what your experience has been, and if you have any like opinions on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that still some resistance from normie players
Mhm.
to try the games.
For sure, massive resistance.
Yeah, but they are right. It's, in some way to see it, because they come here, and if they don't see good games here, so they will be right
Yeah.
in that judgment. So once we solve that, and we have really good games here, we have really good games before too. Web3 is not all bad games. That there are really incredible good games. Some of them really well produced, and if we keep doing that, I think that the user will be less resistant. And Sonium has their challenges to get users, but they are trying to uh, reach music, content creation, not just games.
Yeah.
So that cross will be very interesting. And people are just don't listen music; they listen music and play games. They play games and see videos. So we are going to see users flowing around. I don't know what are their plans with PlayStation and that. I have no idea, but I really would like to see some integrations in the future. I hope not in PlayStation 7.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's like very wishful thinking at this point, but if you squint your eyes really, really tight, you can see maybe some glimmers of some hope or whatnot. Isra, I want to ask you about AI. How much are you using AI? How are you thinking about AI? How has AI changed game development? Are you like super excited about it? There's a lot of pushback generally from gamers in the gaming industry to AI. I'm curious how like what your reaction to that is, and yeah, I mean, like, what do you think the future of game development looks like in a world of AI?
I think that we will always have games that has zero AI. That is gonna be some niche that we will always have. It does, and those games will be good, always
Mhm.
good. But I think that most of the studios, indie and not indie, will be using AI tools. I really like to have artists in this game. I would change a person drawing a character instead of an eye, anytime, anytime. I really like to work with real artists. I really like to work with real musicians for creating the music. I don't have the budget to do it, so I wouldn't have this game at this stage without the help of AI. So it has been great, but I really, really like to integrate more human people into the artistic work of the game. So uh, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm doing a lot of AI to assist the coding, but I control a lot what is being put into code. So I want to do the same. I want the artist to be controlling what is going to be produced by AI for their profession or expertise, and I want them to use all of the available tools to make their work easier. So I'm really looking forward for the AI development. It's sad that some people are really, really having hard time because some studios are replacing them by AI. I just can't I don't know how to draw this cat myself. So I use it, and it's working really good. And the players, to be honest, they haven't cared too much so far
Yeah.
about. They just enjoy the game. They want to play, and they praise how good they look, how well are they integrated, how consistent it is, because I put really lot of hours into filtering and producing more pieces. So it's not just like the prompting and you get the game. That is not how it works. It's like hours of work
I
to
keep
get.
seeing on Twitter they said like, "Oh, I made this game with one prompt and it one-shotted it." Are you saying that they're lying on Twitter?
No, they make that game, but that game is what you see in the 1 minute video.
Yeah, I think some of them are lying too. I'll go out and say it.
Probably some of them, yes, they do.
Yeah. Isra, I love it, man. Thank you. You've been super generous with your time. What's next for Dice or Die? What's coming up for Echoes of Cryptalia? Any big milestones, or what are the next 3 to 6 to 12 months, rest of 2026 look like for you and your game development and the games that you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working in this PvP system that I'm going to integrate in Dice or Die. I hope it will be ready for next season that will start by the middle of May. And the same system, or very similar, I can be integrated in Cryptalia too. So it's part of the plan and the roadmap of the games, despite they being very different, but is the backend behind is similar. So that would be like the big feature, because I really want the players to be creating the content. The content of the game is the other player playing. That is what I wanted to have. And we have closing the first season of the game with this small pool that you show is $300 at this time. And we have a sponsor for the next season that I'm going to announce tomorrow. And we will start the next season with $1,000 pool, thanks to this sponsor, thanks to the sales from the first season. So it's really, I'm really happy that it's growing and in every aspect. So I hope to attract more players and they come and try the game, try to break it, try to get feedback, and try to beat the bosses, which is very difficult. But it's really fun. It's really fun that even when you lose, you win something. That is the idea with the game.
I love that. I love that. And the game is live. You can go play it right now on the StarTale app on the homepage. Go try it out. Go have fun. Go play it. Any tips for getting started with the game? Because I was jumping in right before I was kind of going through the tutorial, but is there any like metas or alpha that you would kind of maybe suggest, or just try your luck and roll the dice?
Just don't get frustrated if you lose, but the game is meant to get you to lose a lot and grow your inventory, your party in that process, and try to find combos. The abilities of the heroes has a lot of combos hidden into the design. Some of them haven't been discovered yet by players. So there's really good ways to break the games and do really powerful combos. And you can discover them or ask to the community. Some players are really, really good. And just learn to play, and you will find a lot of things to do, a lot of content from a really small piece of game that is a six-sided dice. And really, I hope you enjoy it and like the game.
Amazing, Isra. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, this is Isra's Twitter. Shout out to everybody hanging out in the Blaze chat. I appreciate you, Future. Thank you for the votes. CG, Uncle Funk. Appreciate everyone showing up and giving the votes over there. Support indie game developers. We had an incredible raid from Uncle Funk, who is an incredible indie game developer that we had on the show on Tuesday. And Isra, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. And man, I love trying to bring more exposure and more spotlight to incredible people like yourself and people who are just a dream and a Twitter account, a game and a dream. Like, you know, you're getting to do what you love, which is make cool games. You're really passionate about it. It's cool to hear you. My favorite part is when you light up about the people that are playing your games and talking about those experiences. So thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a real pleasure. I hope that everyone goes and checks out Dice or Die, checks out Cryptalia. You can follow Isra here. Really incredible game developer with 15 years. He's not going anywhere. And he's the exact type of developer that's sitting at that cross section of game development, like tons of expertise and experience, but also really interested in crypto, is a blockchain contract dev as well. So you're marrying these two skills. And from that, some type like magic can happen, right? Lightning can strike, and you know, one of these games could go viral. It could be the next Slay the Spire, it could be the next Balatro, you know. That's what we're here for, you know. And if not, then we still get to make games that are really beautiful and fun. So Isra, I'd love to have you back on at some point down the line. And thank you for sharing the time and sharing the games and just making the games.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me and let me talk about the game, and really enjoy doing it. And I'm really fan of you and your work. I vote for you for Creator of the Year. So thank you for having me, and let's be chatting in the future.
Yeah. My DMs are always open. It'd be great to stay in touch. And thank you for the votes and, and all that. It means a lot. Isra, we're gonna drop you backstage now, and I'm gonna close out the stream. But thank you so much, man. It was really fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, that was Isra. Super cool, super cool. I'll put his Twitter here, future. Thank you so much for asking about that. Dice or Die, I'll post the link. It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. I mean, we can just run it a little bit. You want to run it a little bit? Turn this into a gaming stream? I don't really have much of an outro anyways, so share this tab a little bit, see what we're cooking with. The audio is kind of sweet. Tower Dog in the building. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see. Start that journey. Is the music really loud? That's the only just on and off. Sound effects on. Enter the Abyss, baby. 2 levels. I was kind of going through the tutorial. In this game, every character is a 6-sided die. Heroes and enemies both roll to reveal what they can do, and your mission is to survive the encounter. Thank you so much, Tower Dog, for the 2 months subscription streak. My guy, much love. I feel like that audio is going to be pretty loud, and I don't know how to turn it down. I can turn it down on like my regular, but you can't really do it on a screen share, which is silly. That is silly. Let me know if the music's too loud for you guys. We're gonna hit a continue here. We're gonna roll some dice. We rolled some bites. Enemies declare first. Deal 2 damage. Close range physical attack. Fine. Fine. Can we just select that guy? Small rat. Yep. Okay. Got it. Choose hero abilities. I'm gonna confirm these. Oh, I can't. It's not sharing the full screen. We're gonna confirm that there, or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Oh, continue. All right. We're gonna confirm. Continue. Hit the attack. Go heroes. Okay. Is this guy just first? Got it. Okay. So we gotta throw the dice at him. Let's go with this guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, only 1 HP? I thought I was gonna get him. This is cool. I like this. Alright, so we're rolling. They're targeting those guys. We're rolling our dice. We got a sword strike. I mean, I'm fine with that. Heal or buff your partners. Okay, we could do that. So let's sword strike that guy. Let's just get rid of this guy. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Should we get him? Oh! Oh, okay, we can only heal. Alright, let's heal our guy then. Heal him up a little bit. Heal him up a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. I only play the games for the interviews that, like, I really like and enjoy, and then their game is playable and fun, and then I'll jump on and play the game. Like yesterday, we played some, um, Tolan Universe tutorial. Alright, that was just a tutorial. Okay, well, we did the tutorial. Then we can read the threat, learn how to read enemy intent, and prioritize the most dangerous targets. Ooh, I like that. I like that. All right, guys, that is a quick little clip into Dice or Die. I hope that you're having a great Tuesday afternoon. Dude, it feels like it's later in the week. It's so crazy. I feel like it's later. Future, Tower Dog, Twisted Thinker, Uncle Funk, appreciate the raid, Doble, everybody. Let's check in with the stream chat. Oh, Cabs and Terrace in the building. Let's see. He was trying to adjust it so it's audible but not super loud. Maybe a volume slider. Yeah, the volume slider would be good. Not Preds. Hold on. What happened with Preds? Icy. Let's go. Great interview. Sound and looked like him on mobile. Oh, that's funny. You thought Isra was Preds? Shout out to Preds. We love Preds. Yeah, you're still in the tutorial. Dude, we just first time playing, brother. First time playing. Hey, I was late, but glad to see you. Nah, dude, you're right on time, bro. You are right on time. We're basically ending the stream. It was a really good interview with Isra and Dice or Die Game. Once again, go follow them. They're amazing. Raid from Mind Goblin, my guy. Thank you for the raid, dude. That's 2 raids today, man. Making me feel good over here. Feeling good. Hey, with the raid. Doji in the YouTube chat. We still out here, baby. You know it. You love to see it. Guys, that's really all I got. Oh no, I rated right at the end. I know. All right, you know what? Let's talk about. I got something we can talk about. I wasn't gonna do it, but we might have to do it. Let's talk about it. Our beloved Kate Irwin reposted our coverage of the wild card shutdown yesterday, and we got to talk about what she said. But before we do that, guys, 45,000 views on this post. Absolutely insane. I'm not happy. It's bittersweet because we get all these views on these negative posts. We got like 190,000 views on our off the grid Gunzilla Games not paying their employees post. But man, 45,000, like, this was the main post that everybody like reposted and commented on, and like it's kind of crazy to me. I mean, I have so much pride in that we've built Gaming Daily to be this staple, this cornerstone of crypto gaming, where we are the ones breaking the news and we are the ones that people like are trusting to go to, and you know, like, it's their source of the news, right? But it sucks that it's like it's just negative. It sucks that it's like negative topics, right? But crazy 45,000 views, insane. Well, one of those views, 5,000 of those views came from our beloved Kate Irwin, who is an incredible journalist, top tier gamer, top tier human being. She says, honestly, this might be the final nail in the crypto gaming coffin. The final nail. She says games with crypto elements can't get past the stench of stigma that still lingers around them to reach a broader audience, and doubling down on the niche audiences, i.e. the crypto gamers. Mind Goblin, thank you for the 50 votes. My guys with the votes. I appreciate y'all. Live ops style games don't seem to work either from a business standpoint. You either have to keep burn ultra low and target that tiny niche audience that spends, which I really feel is like what Isra is doing with Dice or Die, which I think is the right approach for an indie game studio. Make a great game, have a solid player base, and like you can rock. Wildcard was the last blockchain game that I was actually excited about. This one came from real experienced game developers, talented husband-wife duo. The matches were challenging, always felt unexpected. The game was actually fun, and it had the beginnings of a competitive scene. The business of releasing games for profit has never been easy, but it seems like teams are tethering sandbags to their feet when they continue with crypto now and the funding has run dry. Pain. Max Pain. Shout out to William Morris saying that there's other games coming. Other Side, Nifty Island, Sandbox, Wild World. Good games. I like those games. Inhuman had a good comment saying like, dude, if you were excited about the game, like it was not good. Inhuman and some other people that I know, love, and respect have said like the game was just not ready. The game was broken in some elements. The game had its issues. And of course, as always, the graceful and ever wise Kate Irwin says like, yo, bro, people are allowed to like different things. Like I played the game. I liked it. You're totally allowed to not like it. Take that, Inhuman. Nah, nothing but love and respect to Inhuman. I invited him on the show. I'm trying to get Inhuman on the show. Inhuman be right about a lot of things. He's not always right though. Not always right. I respect Inhuman. He be wilding sometimes, but but can you blame him? You can't blame him. The fallout from Wildcard has continued. A lot of conversations, a lot of group chats talking about the situation. People are let down, man. People are heartbroken. People feel disrespected. It's unfortunate. We love Paul. We love Katie. And who's to know or to say what, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? We're not in that driver's seat, and playing quarterback CEO, or Monday morning quarterback CEO, is just fodder. It's just talking heads. Even me right now, I'm just a talking head, right? Shout out to Koji. He was like calling out a bunch of people in the group chats being like, listen, you can say all this stuff now, but you're not in that seat. And it's really hard. It's really like, of course you're going to make mistakes. Of course you're going to, be wrong about stuff, the game had so many demands. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you, Terrace. I'm with you, brother. Terrace went viral a month ago, with his 11-minute video, just like complaining about crypto games. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I had this post earlier today. I quote tweeted Ross Bacala, who is coming on the show. I think in a few weeks in May, we'll have Ross on. So I'm really happy to have him on. But he's like, you want Web3 gaming to survive? Just buy stuff in the game, not extract value from it. And it's like, brother, do you know how many games I believed in and I supported? And I've put so much money into these games. I bought an off the grid node that is worthless, like $5,000 in an OTG node, completely worthless. I spent $500 on a Wildcard Wild Pass NFT for what? I didn't get a token airdrop. I didn't get the value of that thing didn't appreciate. Like on a Ice Poker, we had like $40,000 in NFTs back in the Ice Poker days. I've invested into so many KOL rounds, never seen like a return. The one deal that I did, an OTC deal, I mean, it's rough. But I'm not crying. There's no crying in the casino. I'm not complaining whatsoever, but I am saying, dude, you can't tell people to like put money into games right now. Like I I don't think I told anyone to put any money into a game all 2025. 2025, it was like, bro, investing into games right now or buying assets in games is crazy. You know, it's so speculative, it's so risky. And I mean, it's how can you do it? How can you do it? Now, that's not to say if you got a game that you love and you're playing, bruh, buy those NFTs, buy the battle pass, buy the skins. I still buy stuff in OTG. I was paying for the battle pass for months. Like definitely have fun in the games, right? But dude, it's too reductive. It's too easy to be like, oh, just buy stuff in the game. It's like, bro, do you know how many of us have put our money where our mouth is? That's the thing that like gets me mad, because people be like, oh, these KOLs, like, oh, this and that. They're not even gamers. They're LARPing. They're this or that. It's like, bro, we work our ass off to try and support and build and invest and put our money where our mouth is into this industry. And a lot of people, I hate to say it, but a lot of people would have been better off like not doing that. I have a dear friend who probably put $150,000 of their money into crypto gaming and has nothing to show for it. And like, that's not what we're here for. We're here for people to win, to survive, to thrive, to achieve their dreams. And, I just think that the social contract, here's my thing, because someone else was like saying like, oh, you don't get any money from your Steam, when you spend money in Steam games. And I was saying, yeah, I mean, Ross commented, and it's like, listen, I'm with you, but here's the thing. That's fine. But a lot of games advertised airdrops, promised rewards, strung their communities along, strung the players along, charged astronomical prices, and failed to deliver. And I just think that the social contract is fundamentally broken. The social contract is just fundamentally broken between Web3 games and players. So yeah, I don't know. That just small little rant for you guys. Small little rant. Another day, another day in crypto gaming. Shout out to Future. Shout out to Agent. Shout out to JT. Shout out to Mind Goblin. Yeah, let me know where the casino is that you can cry in. I'll be there. Shout out to Bootops in the Twitter chat. I appreciate y'all here. Listen, man, regardless of anything, what can you do? You can be the change that you want to see in the world. You can keep it pushing. You can keep it positive. You can wake up every day and you know that meme of like the guy in the bus, and on one side he's like doom and gloom staring at the wall, and then on the other side it is sunshine, it is the horizon, it's the city, it's hope and opportunity. You get to choose. Every day we get to choose the perspective that we get to have. We are young, we are able, we have our bodies, we have a roof over our heads, we got the internet. I mean, it's a great time to be alive. We got our homies. We got Mount Doji in the YouTube chat. We got Terrace in the Twitter chat. We're live on Blaze. Life is amazing. And we all have the same opportunities. We all have the same 24 hours. And it's just about what you do with them. And, I try to, connect with people. I try to take care of my health. I try to give love and support and positivity to my friends and to the community. And so, that's all that you can do. And you learn and you live. Shout out Mount Doji, says Mount Goblin. Mind Goblin in the Blaze chat. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get out of here. Let's get this show on the road. Thank you guys for being here. I think we were like #1 on the Blaze stream for quite a while, the homepage, which is super cool. Big shout out to Uncle Funk for giving us that amazing, incredible raid. And we are going to pay that forward. I'm trying to look for somebody dope who is streaming on Blaze. We have some cool games going on. I like all of it. I like a lot of what I'm seeing. I just don't see where people are live. You know, Funk is amazing. Funk is amazing for sure. Funk is super amazing. We got some Wayfinders. We got Cuddly Toxic playing Diablo 4. What's like a cool? We got a Lone Wolf Fan Club. I'm gonna try and find a cool one over here. You know what? We are gonna. Can I turn the stream off on my other channels? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, I love you guys. Tune in tomorrow at 12:30 because we're doing a super cool poker stream with Doppel Games. We will not do a 5 p.m. typical show. I'm going to clock on, and I'm super excited about that. But Thursday, we will be back with another incredible interview for your head top. Who are we talking to on Thursday? Why am I like blanking out? Oh, Eric from the big one. Super, super fun. And so guys, stay humble, keep gaming, keep dreaming. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.